Lower Cape Fear LifeCare has an amazing staff, volunteerism, many people on site that meet your needs wherever you are. There's at every point of our experience, a staff member would come up to us and ask if we needed anything. They wanted to talk. There was a lot of interest in what was happening in our lives, and so if they could provide some support we were unaware of, the team, the staff, medically speaking, professionally speaking, spiritually speaking, even gave us just tremendous support while we were there. But there was definitely a team of individuals, a large team, that supported the Life Care Center, from, of course, your medical professionals, to include doctor on premise, and then nurses, aides, CNAs, and but then there was such support with someone that would volunteer with the children and keeping them occupied. There was always a team of people that would keep food in the kitchen, just everything that you would need for your stay there. There were people in place to take care of that. Part of the support that we needed desperately, as it turns out.
And one of the reasons we felt like it was the perfect selection was it was not an option for us to have those services come to the home, because our mother was hospitalized at that time.
At the same time.
And there was just so many issues going on. We just could not have anything within the home. So this became the perfect solution for us, and we just didn't know how great it would be as far as the services until we got in there and got exposed to those services and experienced them.
But once we went through the experience, we realized that we wouldn't really have wanted it any other way, even if circumstances had been improved, because of the support around the clock. It would have been very exhaustive on one individual or one home to manage that much, because there's a lot going on, and it's during a sensitive time with people coming in and out. And in this instance, they were people that felt like family members coming in and out. So LifeCare is a nonprofit organization, and so while we spent our days there waiting for our father to pass, at no point were we expected to pay or even donate or anything like that. So we didn't have any pressure on us during that time, and we learned that there were a lot of volunteerism, a lot of people just giving of their time. One local church stitches these pillowcases. It's just a very simple pillowcase, but it's very lively, and it represents life. And at a time that you could perhaps be around a lot of death, it gave us hope that it just, when we saw our father lying on it, it was just
It's very peaceful
and sweet, versus a sterile institutional, white pillowcase. So something as basic as that meant so much to us, that a volunteer organization provided.
We saw that it was not being run like a hospital where everything was, where you may have one person come in and another person come in and almost contradict what the person before that said. What we found was there was just unity amongst the entire staff. We saw that people were constantly coming into the room to see how my father was, to see how we were doing as a family. And what we saw also was volunteers coming through. And those volunteers were women that you could tell who had years of experience doing what they were doing. And they gave you so much hope and inspiration. And the care team was constantly letting you know that you weren't alone. And they encouraged you to go out and do things such as go to the kitchen area.
Absolutely.
And that was just, it became a hub. The facility itself was just a beautiful setting.
So they were constantly encouraging the family as well to step outside in the gardens, and they were beautiful. They were beautiful. Step outside, lots of shade. Could always find a cool place to sit down and just have a wonderful distraction.
And it was just such a private area where you could go out there, and if you need to make a phone call to a loved one or something and let them know how our dad was doing, we could do that. So when we were there and all of these things were happening, I felt like this was where we were meant to be. This is where we, somehow, some way, this was meant to be for us, because people were giving us what I felt like my dad needed and deserved, and what we as a family needed, because he had been ill off and on for quite a few years. So when the time came and the decision was made. I am so happy that we made the right choice. We made the right choice, and I am confident of that.
And never did I actually believe that the dying process could be actually peaceful
Right.
and even a little bit beautiful. It's tough to say that, but the staff helped us see that. And it was a cohesive message the whole time we were there. While we didn't know a lot about it in the beginning, we now are staunch advocates of this center and just want it to do well. And we want people of Onslow County to share what we shared, because it was an amazing time for us. It could have been a morbid, horrifying time for us, but the LifeCare provided true peace for our family, and we think it can for other families of Onslow County as well.